kids where I grew up. It's gone. It's a story of a mining town. We've got a huge Superfund site here. Neighborhood's gone. A blight on the landscape, but if it were not for that, there'd be no Butte. So, you know, it's a bittersweet history, really. We are here because of it, but we are disappearing because of it. There is an aerial view of the early, very, very early days of the pit. And you can see how it's encroaching on Meaderville here. That's all in the pit now, but that's where Luigi's was. We all have to know what our roots are. How did we get where we are? Why are we here? And these kids are going to figure some of that out on their own through their research, and I think it's pretty cool.
This is Fintown right here. So if you go from Arizona up to Granite, this is Warren Avenue, and then it went down to Galena Street. But now, there were all kinds of other neighborhoods. Corktown was here. Here's Fintown. Dublin Gulch was here. Cabbage Patch was here. East Side. Parrot Flat. Then way out here was Meaderville, these homes. McQueen is here. And the red shows where the pit itself is right now. Oh. This red part, that's where the water is right now. And this part, I tried to put this in, right here, is the road kind of goes this way now, from Park Street. It kind of goes this way. But these are all the neighborhoods here that were gone within here.
What did they have, like a specialty food or anything?
Well, a lot of the families were Croatian, Yugoslavian, Irish, Italian. I'm thinking for the most part. So, you know, all those different types of people had special family recipes.
What were some of the major mines in that area?
Oh, I think one was called the Kelly, wasn't too far away. That would have been west of McQueen. So, you know, it was a residential area where the miners lived, but there wasn't a mine close by.
And did you guys move for other reasons, or did you guys move out of your house when the pit started?
Like our neighbors, we were all pretty much forced to move. That by the 1970s, people realized, you know, they were going to have to go. That the company wanted that land, and we were forced to move.
Do you miss it?
What?
Do you miss it?
Yeah. It was. You know, whenever I see people from McQueen, you know, and you remember the good times, and you remember, you know, that it was a nice neighborhood, a nice place to grow up. So people weren't really happy about having to move.
It was northeast of Butte. You go down Park Street, you know where Butte Park Street was. Go down Park Street, you know where the road to the County Gardens used to go? Well, you have to take that road and then go north to Meaderville, see. So it was northeast of Butte, and it's in the area of where the pit is now. Meaderville's in the bottom of the pit. They just dug it all out.
And what did they do with all the houses that were in Meaderville when they dug the house?
Tore them down.
They tore them down?
Oh, yeah.
Did they do that to your house?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They
So
moved everybody out of there.
And around what year was that?
Oh, heck, I can't remember that far back. It was quite a while ago, I know. Let's see. All right, let's figure this way. We moved from Mayville to McQueen Edition. And from there we moved to 837 West Galena Street. Now we lived at 837 West Galena Street for 38 years.
My grandparents live really close to
So it had to be just before 38 years ago that they start chasing everybody out of there. They just moved you out.
And the Anaconda
See,
Company?
because nobody owned the land there. The land was all Anacondas. All you did was build houses on their land. So they could do what they wanted with your home.
Did they move any of the homes? Like,
Well, a few of them were moved because people wanted to move their homes out of there, see? But I don't think too many of them were moved. I know there was some moved, yes.
yeah.
Oh, I forget who they were. I don't recall the name. But anyway, then after I got a little older, I started playing with the McQueen edition team. And McQueen had, between me and McQueen, we had a big baseball field. It was a really good-sized baseball field where it had bleachers and everything so people could sit down to watch the games. And then we used to play teams from all over the city, see. It was kind of a league deal where you could play Centerville or Walkerville or Cerebral Park or the East Side or whatever, whoever wanted a team and played baseball, we could just play at this big field in between Eagle and McQueen edition. It was a really good sized field. And the thing about it, the last thing I remember about this field is that one 4th of July, kids from McQueen edition got a hold of some dynamite. And they were up on the baseball field blasting the dynamite for 4th of July. And something happened. The dynamite got caught in somebody's matches or something, or fire, what they were starting, and it blew up everything. Blew up everything that was there, all the kids. And that morning I happened to go up there and I heard about it, that on the back field, on the back of the backstop of the field, there was bodies all over that screen.
Oh.
Well, it just blew to pieces.
Oh.
It was terrible.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little more about the Italian population in Weaverville?
Italian? Yeah.
And so it was a really neighborhood type thing, putting it together, a bunch of friends, and we got it open in September. And I used to have the scoop, so I had to move the liquor license up here. But it all came together September 06.
Great. And do you know about any of the history and anything?
Well,
of this
originally
building?
it was a boarding house, and I don't think it became a bar till like, 20 or 30 years after the building was made.
Uh-huh.
But in 1916, there used to be a barbershop downstairs.
Uh-huh.
And there's an old picture somewhere at the archives, and it has like the copper ceiling
Yeah.
in it. And the guy that was in Helena, it was his grandfather's. So he brought over some information, and we had, went through my old books and stuff, and we found it. There was probably 4 apartments in this building at one time. Upstairs, there was like, the beam right here was the divider.
Uh-huh.
So this would be like a kitchen, bedroom, bath, 2 rooms.
Uh-huh.
And then most all the people that lived here, there were a lot of men, they worked in the mines. Back in the turn of the century, most of the miners were by themselves. They traveled. But they lived close to where they mined or they worked because, back in 1900, there was not cars. Everything was local. You had your local grocery store, your local schools, your local church.
Well, we talked about Mrs. Reepe's boarding house.
They have that in Reefer.
This is the last standing building right now of Finntown. That's actually it was a bar back then, and it still is. There is